You down with OCC? Yeah, you know me. Hi, David Rainubi here, author of Beyond Billions. I'm here today with a challenge for you. If you are struggling in your relationship, like Kanye West has been recently, and I want to give you a challenge. So, the early 90s song, OPP, Other People's Property, there's actually a tie-in with that with OCC. OCC stands for the Oz Covenant Challenge. I was at a conference about 10 years ago, and a gentleman named Oz Hillman asked the question, are you committed to contract or to covenant? In America today, most people just enter into contracts and they break them and they move on and they create other contracts. And that happens in business. It happens in marriages. And, Oz Hillman challenged us to consider living a life of covenant where you take your commitments very, very seriously, and serious relationships, you look to sustain them. So a marriage before God is a covenant. Sure, you might have some contract with the state that you live in. That's a marriage contract that can be broken. But to live covenantally is really a way to upgrade who you're being as a man. Kanye, in his song, Lord, I Need You, said in his last album, Donda, said, trying to be wise with the freedom that you gave me. I can relate to that very much. I committed after that conference 10 years ago to be committed to covenant, and I told my wife I would no longer talk about divorce. Well, that commitment has been tested because about 4.5 years ago, my wife filed for a divorce, and that was very hard for me because my mother, had many failed marriages, and so did my stepdad I grew up with. And I'm a young guy. I have a high sex drive. I've had several young women, make advances towards me. And so my commitment to covenant was really tested. I can very much relate to if your spouse files for a divorce, or you're separated, or you're not married, but you're not together at the time. It's very easy just to go and find some other person or comfort yourself to have, closeness with somebody else. I would encourage you, consider the benefits of living by covenant. First of all, mathematically, it shows that your best chance of success is to make things work with who you're in a relationship with, even if you've been divorced several years and you look to reconcile. There's a much higher divorce rate for people who get married again and married again and married again. Every time you get married again, the divorce rate goes up. So the reason why that is you're not looking for the right person. If you commit to covenant and making things work with the person that you're with, that requires you to grow in wisdom and understanding, heal past wounds, and really upgrade who you're being, and also for your partner to upgrade who they're being. Another benefit of living by covenant instead of contract is that if you bring emotional wounds from an older relationship into a new relationship, you still have your personal challenges, whatever your personality challenges are, as well as that emotional pain that you're bringing to the next relationship. And it just creates a habit of moving on to the next person, So I'd encourage you, consider taking the OCC challenge, being down with OCC, take the Oz Covenant challenge, live by covenant, take your commitments very seriously, and realize that there are many blessings that come with living by covenant instead of contract. We need next level leadership. Kanye said in one of his interviews that yes, he is counterculture. He is anti the culture of having kids out of wedlock and being irresponsible with your life. And I encourage you to join Kanye in taking the OCC challenge, the Oz Covenant challenge. So thank you for your time, friend. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you decide to commit to covenant instead of contract, I'd love to hear your input on what that's doing for you. It is a challenge. It's not going to be a cakewalk. But also, I think that encourages you to develop a lot of self-control and commitment to what is important to you. Because if you do have kids, that's an amazing example that you set to them, committing to covenant with their parent and looking to honor your fellow co-parent and reconcile with them, which we need a lot more humility, a lot more forgiveness, a lot more grace in our society, and a lot more strong commitment, strong conviction and the hard work that's being put towards honoring and keeping the covenants that we make. God bless you, friends. Shalom. And I look forward to hearing your feedback and to hear how your life is blessed as you choose to walk by covenant. So, you done with OCC? Yeah, you know me.